Good morning. This is Craps Hawaii. This morning, I wanted to just show some strategies for some people who have a small bankroll, maybe like $300. And I had a lot of questions about what they should play with $300. So I'm just going to show you some strategies, but then again, always remember, it all depends on how the table is rolling. Now, of course, with $300, you cannot put out like $100 or 130 unless you're very lucky and catch a hand that's going to give you 3 or 4 hits, and then of course you make a lot of money back. But I would think with a $300 bankroll, you want to be a little cautious in the beginning, and if the table does go your way, then make sure to maximize the win. So I'm just going to lay out some strategies for you. So first of all, people play 22 inside, and that's the 22 inside, right? So in this strategy, every number you hit, you're gonna get $7. So if you take 7 and then 7, that's 14. So you'll be in the game for only like $8. And if the table continues to roll, then maybe you could pick up another $24, or maybe even $32. But remember, you still got $22 out here, and if the dice comes 7, out of that $32, you only even make a $10 profit. So sometimes you might say, well, I'm going to take them all down. I don't think the table going to roll any longer, so I'm going to take my $32 profit plus my $22 so that when the next shooter comes up, I can lay back $22. Okay, so that's one strategy. Other strategies, people play 32 across. So that covers the 4 and 10 for them. In case the 4 and 10 comes, that pays $9. But of course, the 4 and 10 does not come as often as these inside numbers. Sometimes you'll see the 4 and 10 come more often, but that's maybe just with one shooter. The rest of the time, it doesn't come that often, and you're risking $10 more. So that's another strategy, and each one of these, like I said, still $7 on the inside 5 through 9, $9 on the 4 and 10. The other thing you can do with the 32 inside, which keeps you at 32, is to take that 4 and 10 and make the 5 and 9 look like $10. Well, now you're going to collect $14 on the 5 and the 9. Still 7 on the 6 and 8. Excuse me. So that's another strategy that you can use. You can also play 44 inside, which would cost you another $12. Okay, but now the 44 inside, every number here is going to pay you $14. So this is decisions that you need to make, and when you pick the strategy that you want to use, make sure you practice the pressing, what numbers you're going to press, how much you're going to get for each number that is hit. You need to keep practicing that over and over until it becomes second nature for you, so that you can now think another 1 or 2 steps ahead of what you're going to do, what your pressing is going to be, what your strategy is going to be from there. Other things that you could do is, let's say you have it set at 22 inside. What you could do is on the come out, you could play the field now. Okay, and what you're hoping for is that a field number might hit where you're going to get paid for the field. And if that happens, now it's like you already got a free $5 back. Okay, now let's say the field doesn't hit and the 5, 6, or 8 hits, because you got every other number, you got all the numbers except the 7 when you do this, right? The small iron cross to begin with. So let's say the field doesn't hit, a 5, 6, or 8 hits. Okay, so that case, any one of these, like I said, pay you $7. So you're going to get that field money back that you lost because you would have won $7 here. So now at that point, you still can do this and still take $2 back. And you didn't lose anything, you actually made $2. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. And you can also do this if you're playing the 44 inside. Only thing now, you got to put the $10 in the field. And the same thing will happen. If the field doesn't come, you're going to get paid 14. So when you get paid 14 for the 5, 6, or 8, this comes here and you make $4. Okay. Now, if the field does hit, you're going to make an extra $10. This come here, this come here. You pocket $10. Okay, also at that point, if you wanted to, you can cut this down and take back another $12. And now you're back to playing 32 inside, which was that earlier strategy that I showed you. So now any number hits here, except the 6 and 8. Well, 6 and 8 will pay you 7, but the 5 and 9 will pay you 14. So if you get hit on the 6 and 8, it'll pay you $7. And what you want to do is to give $5, because you want to press the 6 and 8 up. Sorry, 6 and 8 up to $12 each. So now you're at 44. Okay, so these are options that you can do. What you want to do, like if you watch my other videos on the 32 or 22 inside, we want to work one of these numbers up to at least collecting $21. Then you give $1 and we'll press it each one a unit, and that'll get you higher. At that point, at that time, you take 1, 2 hits, then maybe you want to depress this back down to 22 inside or 32 inside again. Okay, so these are just the options that you can do with the strategies. But then again, like I said, it all depends on what the table is doing. With a smaller bankroll, you're limited, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Everybody wants to play. I mean, if I had $300 and I want to shoot craps, I'll go play over here instead of putting my money in a slot machine. I just want to enjoy myself, see what I can do, and go ahead and play it, right? So I'm just going to throw the dice now. I'm not saying the table is going to help us. It might just kill us. Who knows, right? But let's just say we're playing 22 inside. And we'll just throw the dice. Okay, so we would have 7 out and would have to start all over and laying 22 inside again. But that's how it goes. I mean, the table isn't always going to roll your way. So now we got 10. So that's what I call rubbish numbers, because we cannot collect it, but it's here, right? And we don't have a bet there. So how would we be able to prevent that from happening? Because we're going to be working on a come out, right? So what would have saved us from, the 10 hitting? What would have saved us is if we're in the field, like I said earlier, right? and then we would have collected $10 for that 10 and come here and take $5, right? So that's why sometimes playing the field is good and helps you. So hard 8, like I said, you get 7. You get paid 7. You want to give $5 or you want to take the 7, that's up to you. But let's say we'll take the 7 for now because we lost the first hand. And when you lose the first hand, or any hand, you want to try and get back some money, which is the staying alive money that we need to stay in the game, because if we keep losing and keep pressing, we don't get anything back, because all these rubbish numbers are going to keep coming that you don't have covered, and then it's going to cost you. So we would win another $7. So in actuality, we got $12, $14 back from our first $22 layout. And when the table is very bad, you might throw only 3 to 6 numbers. So now we got a 6. So 6 pays another 7. So we got 15, $22. So we got our money back from the first 0.7 out. So at this point, if you want to just take that money all down, you can, yeah. So there's like a number, then a rubbish number, a number you can collect, and a rubbish number, and then 7 out. So maybe it would have been better that we would have took this down, but we didn't lose any money except our first roll, because we got back to $22. Okay, so that's one example. Now let's jump to this other example. This would be the 32. Now, you cannot put this in the field, okay? Because of the fact that if a 6 or 8 comes, you're only gonna get paid $7. You cannot recover that $10. Okay, in order to recover this, you need to have $12 here to recover a $10 in the field bet. So that's something for you to think about. So that's why I'm not gonna work now the field, because I don't have enough to cover that. If you wanted to play the field, like I said, you need to put out another $7, which would be underneath this money, right? But that's how you would have to protect that 9 if you were in the field. See, like 5 is not in the field, so you would have lost this. Of course, luckily you got $10 on the 5, which would recover this because it pays you $14. But if it would have hit a 6 or an 8, you wouldn't be able to recover that. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's say the point is 5, and we're playing 32 inside like this. Six. Okay, so 6 pays 7. And that's where I tell you to drop another nickel so that you can press this 6 and 8 up, 1 unit each. And now you're playing 44 inside. Now it's up to you if you want to take the profit, the staying alive money, and like I said, that all depends. I mean, I always like to take back my staying alive money, especially if I have a smaller bankroll. But you need to see if the table has been showing you, oh, every time a roller or shooter picks up the dice, he's showing 5, 6 points. Then maybe you want to chance it like this, right? So this is a 6. So now you collect $14. So you need to, like I said, practice so that you know your options. You got a 9, right? So 9 pays $14 or pays 15 for one. So you take 15 and give one. So now you took back $28 already. And you got 44, right? You took back 28. Now you gotta remember that you're not actually playing, well, yeah, you are playing 44, but you got pressed up here, so you wasn't playing 44, you were actually playing 20, 30, $32. So you're in the game for only $4, because we started off like this, right? We started off $32. So you got back 28, so you're only in the game for $4. So at that point you might say, well, if I take this all down, I started with 32, 10, 20, 32. I got another $10 profit. I got 25, 28. I'd be winning $32, right? So those are all the things you need to think about. So 6 pays another 15 for one. And at this point you might say, well, I'm gonna take back $6 from here, $6 from there, 5 from here, 5 from here. And I'm back to 22 inside, which I call depress. You can call it regress, I just call it depress. So 22, right? So you started off with 32, so all this would be profit. $54 profit. And that would help build you $300 or $200 bankroll back up, right? And at that point you might say, well, that's enough. I'm gonna take this all down. Okay, because you gotta realize that if you 7 out now, out of this money, you're gonna have to put back out $22 or $32, and that's really gonna drop that profit down. Okay, so just things for you to think about. So sometimes, like I said, you wanna play on a come out. And to me, if you get caught on a come out one time, for me anyway, I used to go out and play it again, but then I get caught 2, 3 times, and then you don't feel so good about that. So once I get caught the first time working on the come out, I won't work the second time on the same shooter. Okay, because he's gonna come out again. Hopefully he just doesn't come out and throw another point out, 0.7 out, right? So anyway, so if you're playing like this, you could be in the field 9, so now the field gets paid, right? And that's a free nickel for you now. Okay, so that's why every roll is like a come out roll. So whether you work or you don't work, sometimes I don't work and they throw a field number and then they throw a point and I lay my bets out and they throw a 0.7. Every roll is like a new roll. So sometimes you gotta think about that. Now if we're in the field, ace deuce would pay us again, right? So just for you to see some options, okay, with a smaller bankroll. Hopefully this will help you, because I had a lot of questions about if I have a $200 bankroll, a $300 bankroll, what would be your suggestion to play? And this would be the thing to do. And when we get up to a point, like I say, we want to press these bets up to a point where we're at $18, and I don't care where you're on it, $18, whether it's the 5 and 9, which it would be 15, or the 6 and 8, which you need to be at 18. So any one of these right now would pay you $21. Okay, any one would pay you $28 because you got 15, 18, 18, 15. Now sometimes I just want to get, I might be like this, and maybe I had pressed my, let's say press my 6 and 8, because I hit the 6 and 8 a few times, and I didn't hit the 5 and 9. So like I said, you get $7, you give a nickel, right, and you press this up to $12 each. So now let's say the 6 and 8 hits again, you get paid now $14, right? So with the $14, you can press it up another unit. So now you're at $18. And the whole point is, if you watch the 32 video that I made, I want to get something up to $18. And that's just because now this will pay 21. So if you get paid $21, all you need to do is give $1, and now you can press all 4 of your bets up. You see what I mean? And that's why I say give $5 to make the $12. Don't wait till you take another hit, okay? But I'm not telling you just to keep pressing. Don't forget, depends what the table is doing. Because now if this hits a 6 or 8 hit, that's gonna pay you $28. Okay, so anyway, just keep those things in mind. You want to try and get this money out as fast as can. So if you did have $12 here and here, and you already got these at 10, and this hits, that pays you 14, right? Pays you 14. So just because this hits doesn't mean you have to press this number up. You can take the money and throw it over here and take this to 18, and you're looking for this to hit to give you 21, right? Because out here, if this hits now, it's only gonna pay you 14 again, and at that point you can press it. You got $14 over here. You can go ahead and press this up a nickel, and take this. Okay, so anyway, I don't know what you want to play, but these are my suggestions with a smaller bankroll. And I would say practice what I showed you, see what's better for you, what's working for you. Practice what you would be pressing. Practice when you're gonna take your bets down, when you're gonna take your staying alive money down. So I just wanted to run this video, just a short intro into having a $300 or $200 bankroll and what you should be playing. So thank you very much for watching. Any comments, please put it in the comment area. Other than that, when you go to the casinos, have a good time. Always say, stay alive. That'll help you, especially if you have a smaller bankroll. Okay, see you again next time.